Our scripture reading for today is from Luke chapter 8, verses 4 through 15. When a great crowd gathered and people from town after town came to him, he said in a parable, "A sower went out to sow his seed, and as he sowed, some fell on the path and was trampled on, and the birds of the air ate it up. Some fell on the rock, and as it grew up, it withered for lack of moisture. Some fell on the rock, and as it grew, Some fell among thorns, and as the thorns grew with it and choked it. Some fell into good soil, and when it grew, it produced 100-fold. As he said this, he called out, 'Let anyone with ears to hear listen.' When his disciples asked him what this parable meant, he said, 'To you it has been given, I know the secrets of the kingdom of God, but to others I speak in parables, so that, looking they may not perceive, and listening they may not understand.' Now the parable is this. The seed is the word of God. The one on the path are those who have heard, and then the devil comes and takes away the word from their hearts, so that they may not believe and be saved. The ones on the rock are those who, when they hear the word, receive it with joy. But these have no root. They believe it only for a while, and in a time of testing fall away. As for what fell among the thorns, these are the ones who hear, but as they go on their way, they are choked by the cares and riches and pleasures of life, and their fruit does not mature. But as for that in the good soil, these are the ones who, when they hear the word, hold it fast in an honest and good heart, and bear fruit with patience and endurance." The word of God for the people of God.
Good morning. What a great morning it is to be in God's house. My name is Rettew. I'm going to be a freshman this coming year and have a few words to say about the event we have here called Wilderness Trail. One of my favorite memories on trail is getting a group with my sister. It was my second year, and I was still sort of scared about going into the wilderness with no one I really knew, and my sister had said the year before that hiking with me would be a pain. Turns out, it was the best week of my summer, and spending it with amazing people made it even better. While on trail, as many others would say, I feel like God is hiking with me. Although I feel that way, I had to accept God into my life, my group. God is always hiking with us. God is always beside us, but we must accept him. We may be distracted by the riches of the world and the temptation of the devil, yet we must look towards the light. Looking towards the light on trail means making new friends, letting God use you through you in the group, pouring out his love, and hiking through the rough. You see God's beautiful creation in the flesh through group members, the care staff put forth, and the mountains. Trail is an experience everyone should experience, because the feeling of being out in the wilderness with God all around is a feeling like no other. People there are crazy, flat out crazy, but it's okay, because the crazy is transformed from sin to God's love. I've never seen in my 3 years anyone be shut out or left out of any activity, discussion, or game. You name it. People there love each other. People there are in the good soil. They accept God's word and use it in their own way. I'm talking about all of the staff, the people you hike with. You even get to meet Matthew Blackburn. What an awesome guy. My sister has done this talk as well, Marianne. She staffed there this summer, and she can tell you that it is her and many others' favorite place to be. Wilderness Trail is not the only activity at church, however. There's winter retreat, youth Sunday nights, and many more. Youth and trail feel like a family. You have God, our parent, and all his sons and daughters that come together to rejoice in his name and love. I highly recommend trail for anyone who has never done it, and highly recommend the other youth events because they are a place of home and love too. Thanks be to God.
Hello, my name is Ben Scott, and today I'm going to be talking about our mission trip to Topsail, North Carolina. This summer, me and my friends at the youth group took a long, hot, 8-hour drive to go to Topsail, North Carolina to help with an organization called WARM. It's actually pretty ironic because it's 100 degrees down there. So, we went there to work with an organization called WARM, like I said. And this guy named Tom met us there at the house, and he gave us the game plan for the week. He said we're going to be helping put together a porch, and we're going to help destroy a porch too. So we had a good deal of work in front of us, but we thought it was going to be pretty easy. We were really wrong. So sorry, I cut off, you're laughing. So we got there the first day. We thought it was going to be easy. Right off the bat, it felt like 120 degrees, and we were just sweating off pounds. So we started working. Everybody was complaining. Aric, he was not too happy with us. So we ended up ending 3 hours early. Aric was kind of in a not too great mood, but it's just, I guess it happens. That night we had one of my favorite parts of being there. We had devotionals every night. We talked about our little foxes, something annoying that happened throughout the day. We all said the heat was annoying. Aric said we were annoying. Then we talked about the things we liked. We said we loved jumping in the ocean when we were done because that was pretty fun, just to swim for 5 hours after we were done working. So the second day, we came in and we were ready to work because if we didn't work, we were not going to swim. So we all came together, we got ready to work. We had one of the best days of working because the day before, even though we did bad, we kind of gelled as a group and we saw what everybody was good at. So we worked hard all day, we finished on time, and Aric let us get Gatorade at Walmart, and that was just awesome. Now, that night was one of my favorite nights because it was the guys' turn to cook, and all the girls were making fun of us. They're like, you guys are going to be so bad, this food's going to be awful. We took that to heart. So with our head chef, Jack LaShore, and our assistant chef, Carson, we put together like an Italian masterpiece. You guys would feel like you're in the heart of Italy. Now, that stuff was pretty good. So, like I said, that night we did the annoying things. There wasn't really anything that annoying. We did the great things. Of course, everybody said our food because that stuff was great. So, the next day went by so quickly. We were all working together, working for the same goal, until we hit a point where we realized we did something totally wrong, and the things we did all day, we have to go back and do it again. And we were all angry. But then the people from Warm showed up. They were like Superman. They brought popsicles, cookies. They had everything, man. It felt like one of those power-ups in Mario. So we got that. That was just awesome. And that got us through the day. It made us all happy, and we were able to get through the day. So at night, we did Little Foxes again. And Little Fox was probably messing up half of it. But the good thing is we were able to fix it because they came. But for the last day of working, we were all kind of happy because we'd be done working, but we were also a bit sad because we knew we wouldn't be working with each other anymore, and we felt so together because we were just worked together for 4 days in the heat. We really felt close. So that day ended, and we came to the last day. And then the last day we had this thing called Secret Buddies, which is actually pretty fun. You have some secret buddy, you get a little gift for them, you say something nice. I'm not going to say who my secret buddy is, but I had a really cool and nice secret buddy, and one of the nicest people I've met. It was really fun to tell them how they were cool. And I was the secret buddy of 2 people because we kind of messed up the thing, but that was nice too. But being out there at the coast of North Carolina like that, with no distractions, it really lets the seed of God grow in you, and it's a really great experience. I'd recommend going. That's it.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Bella, and I'm a senior at Asheville High School, and I'm going to be talking about breakfast with Lisa, or girls' prayer breakfast, but we like to throw Lisa's name in there. There's about 4 of us that meet: Caroline Mosher, Meg VanCleve, and Isabel Theodosio, and myself. Sorry, I almost swallowed my gum. And every time that we meet about once a month at Vortex Donuts, which right there should make you jealous because it's a really good place to eat. And every time that we meet, she has a verse or a devotion written out for us. And mostly we just talk about our daily struggles, or how school's going, or the drama, or how busy we are. But there's definitely at least a few minutes every time that we meet dedicated to talking about God and about how we can serve Him in our daily lives. And one of the things that Lisa does really well is plant God's seed, just like in the parable, because she lives her life completely through Christ, and she loves Jesus so much, and she wants us to love Him just as much as she does. And that's one of the reasons that makes the prayer breakfast so important, because she really shows how important it is in the way that she lives. And just Another way that she does this is simply providing us, those of us who are still temporarily stuck in high school, just some guidance and a positive light in a world that sometimes isn't so positive. And I remember last year, I don't know why I made this decision, but I chose to take some pretty difficult classes, AP US History and AP English, and we happened to meet the week or two before finals. And for those of you who have taken AP classes or have children who have taken AP classes, then you know that this is one of the hardest weeks, and it can be pretty stressful, and I was very stressed and anxious to be done because I had, Wilderness Trail to look forward to, so I was ready to get that over with. And I remember leaving that meeting just so at peace because I just was, I was surrounded by this support system that was like, yeah, like you got it, no problem. You can pass finals, like that'll be a breeze. And that was so important to me because I was living in a world of kind of chaos in that moment, in those couple of weeks. And just how supportive Lisa was and how much I felt God in that moment was really important to getting through those last few weeks of school. And so that's one of the reasons that this group has been very important to me. So thank you, Lisa.
Aren't our kids great? Let's give them another hand. It's great to be here this morning, and there's nothing I can say to top what they has said, so I'll just be real brief. We're working with great soil here. Our kids, they're a great group, and they hear what we have. We've got a lot of people sowing the seed into their lives. And I would like to ask the church to continue to pray for them, that they would receive that word with honest and good hearts, that they would bear fruit. This is a great place to be, and I'd like to invite all of you to contribute to the youth ministry in whatever way you can. I'm not asking for financial support. I'm asking for prayer, and I'm asking for Sunday school teachers. I'm asking for casseroles on youth evenings. We can't do it by ourselves, and you know how busy parents are. If you can chip in, we'll take it. My number is on the website. If you notice, a lot of us are wearing these shirts from our summer mission trip. And if you have not got one of our booklets about our summer missions, there are stories that the students have given about a lot of the stuff that Ben was talking about. Great talk, by the way. Be sure to grab one of those booklets. They're on the behind the building. Take them home, read them. God's doing great things in the lives of our kids and families, and we want to share that with you. After this service, the youth and families are welcome to meet under the arches. We're going to get a group photo, which will also act as our Christmas card. So please be in it, and if you question whether you should be in it or not, then you should be in it. And then after that, we'll be doing a potluck in the fellowship hall, and if you did not bring anything, that is fine. Please come. We're going to have a time of fellowship and a time of celebration, and we're going to go over our awesome fall youth calendar. Thanks be to God.